Hi, my name is Mas Nishimura, and I was the director for the 2020 Obon at Home last year. Yes, I'm wearing the Obon at Home t-shirt. This is an abbreviated version of last year's Facebook Live with my additional commentary put in the captions. And this will serve as the kind of like the starting point for the 2021 Obon at Home Moichido. Moichido means, of course, once more. And I hope everyone enjoys it. And looking forward to seeing you all there at on July 11th.
Okay, let me test to see if I can see
No,
it.
no, connecting live video. That's good. Live video.
Well, Scott wanted to take a
Welcome to the San Jose Buddhist Temple, Obon at Home. Thank you for joining us today. I'm Reverend Gerald Sakamoto, the Chief Minister here at the Betsing, and we also are ably assisted by Reverend Etsuko Mikame, who arrived here last August, so it's been less than a year that she's been here with us. In the past 5 months, we've been in a quarantine, stay in place, shelter in place order. So it's been an interesting time, certainly for all of us. And this Obon at Home has been planned and so that we could still enjoy our Obon together, but it's certainly quite different from what we have experienced in the past. If you please join us in Gassho. Namo Amida Butsu.
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 Namo Amida Butsu. Thank you, Rinban Sakamoto. Hello and welcome to the San Jose Buddhist Church Betsuen's Obon at Home, our virtual Obon Festival for 2020. I'm Dennis Akizuki, one of your hosts for today. Our other co-host is Jeff Ota, who comes from a longtime temple family and for many years has been in charge of the information booth during Obon. We're glad you could join us today. We hope you will enjoy the mix of live and tape programs we have planned to stream between now and early this evening. We're coming to you live from the temple's multi-purpose room, which normally at this time during Obon would be filled with people eating ramen, strawberry shortcake, and chicken teriyaki. But right now, we have no more than 20 people in the gym. That's the number we're allowed under the Santa Clara County's coronavirus restrictions. We're social distancing and wearing masks, at least when we're not live on the air. Like every other festival in the state since late March, our Obon Festival and Bazaar was canceled due to the coronavirus pandemic. But we're determined to observe the festival in some way, which led to Obon at Home.
Ready, thank you.
Sorry. Let's try that again. Thank you, San Jose Taiko, for that rousing performance, which was taped during Nikkei Matsuri. Nikkei Matsuri, of course, was canceled also due to the coronavirus pandemic, and we missed it very much, and we look forward to Nikkei Matsuri returning next year. If you're following us on Facebook, you can leave comments or questions and post things to Facebook and to Instagram, and we'll try to share some of those posts on the live stream. We have a special guest joining us today, Maeda Toru, the Consul General of Japan, who taped a message in his office in San Francisco.
Hello everyone, my name is Toru Maeda, Consul General of Japan in San Francisco. It is my pleasure to participate in this San Jose Obon at Home. So thank you very much for inviting me today. This is the second time for me to participate in the event organized by the San Jose Japanese American community. First occasion was the Day of Remembrance in San Jose on the 16th of February. Well, since it was only 1 week after my arrival in California, so I clearly remember that day. I was very lucky to meet with many of you. So I'm very glad to be back in San Jose, this time virtually although. So good to see you again.
While the virtual festival is streaming on Facebook, noted local artist Momo Cha is creating a special Obon at Home chalk art outside of the gym. She's being assisted by Eureka Chiba, a local artist who is a member of San Jose Taiko, and Addie McClure, an artist who grew up in the temple. We'll be checking on their progress throughout the day. Please feel free to come by and watch them, but remember to wear a mask and observe social distancing. So let's go outside to see how they're doing. Take it away, Reverend Mikame. Next, we'll talk about the meaning of Obon. This video will feature Reiko Iwanaga, our head Obon dance instructor, Dwayne Kubo, who co-directed the first Asian American feature film, Hitohata, or Raise the Banner, helped put this segment together. It also includes footage from a film, American Bon, by local resident Henry Nakata.
Obon, starts with the story of Mogalana and his experience of his mother's death. And Shakyamuni Buddha's instructions to Mogalana are instructive. Shakyamuni Buddha doesn't tell him to go and meditate some more, go and practice some more, but rather he encourages Mogalana to do something for his community, and in doing so is able to free his mother from the realm of hungry ghosts.
Father-in-law, Reverend Yoshio Iwanaga, was the one who brought the Obon to the United States. Now, when Reverend Iwanaga was about 16, he was chosen to do one of the dances at the shrine, not the Buddhist, but the Shinto shrine. And then as an ordained minister, he was teaching children's dances to a lot of young women and children, actually. And so Doyo is children's songs, and he combined the two. Buyo is dance. Doyo Buyo, dances for children. He was invited to Hawaii in 1930 to a convention, a Buddhist conference, and he performed these dances there. Reverend Terakawa, he invited him to come, and so he did. And with that, he traveled from Southern California all the way to Vancouver. The Jodo Shinshu relationship was different from other sects in that dancing was only seen as an appreciation and gratitude to the ancestors who came before. And he started to couple dances with the Obon season.
We understand that there was some inkling of Obon from quite early in its establishment. According to Mas Nishimura, our chair, there are records of Obon donations made in the 1920s. And in the 1930s, there is an invoice for ice for Obon, and that indicates that there was some kind of celebration at that time. And certainly after the war, we again established what has become our Obon Festival.
For us, they want to mention the wild side hard cider that they have now. Neat thing about Gordon Biersch, I think Dan Gordon grew up around here in Japantown and wanted to help the festival, and so that's why you see Gordon Biersch beer featured here in a Japanese festival. The really neat thing about Gordon Biersch as well is, I don't know if you know, but he went to Weinstefan, which is the special, and there's Mr. and Mrs. Santo, right? He was in a children's book a long time ago that showed him holding up mochi at that time, and so Santo Market, an institution here in Japantown. Do you have something else you want to talk about?
No, we could go to one of the games here. This is one of the games we have for kids. This is an original for San Jose Obon. It's made by Temple member Mike Mori, who's very, very creative and is a very good craftsman. Actually, he could do pretty much anything you need to be repaired or fixed or manufactured. So he made this game Plink, he calls it. Kind of like pachinko. And you...
Should we do it?
Yeah, do it.
Let's see. I know my kids love this game, so Tanner and Kellen, I know you want to play this game. I'm sorry. See how good I am. Oh, just missed it.
Yes, yeah. We have scout troops that do the games, various scout troops, and Boy Scouts have basketball.
Basketball, right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Basketball, hoops, shooting. So everything, all of the game booths, all of the food booths are operated by church groups, and they actually benefit by getting some of the revenue from Obon. So that's very important for all of our organizations.
For any
volunteers,
volunteer chairman, right? So I usually,
yeah.
So I'll put this on because typically when I walk into the raffle booth, I'll have that on so people know who I am. Most people know who I am already, but most of the people that walk in who I knew, it's helpful, right? And it makes me look somewhat official, so that's why at the information booth they come to me, and if I don't know, I have them go to Dennis or to somebody to figure it out. But we also have, only once a year do we open the temple to the public. And it's during Obon, and typically people used to go in there because the only place that was air conditioned, but now that it's air conditioned in here, it's nice, especially on a day like today when it's going to be, 90 degrees outside. But if you go to the YouTube channel, we're streaming from inside, and you can see what the temple looks like, and it's really interesting to see how close our church is to what we have in Kyoto. Like it's really interesting. So come and take a look at that streaming on YouTube, and then take a look at and maybe add a few comments. I saw something. Janice, do we have something? What's that?
Saving seats during Obon, right? That's something that...
saving seats during Obon, yeah.
For dancing, right?
Yeah.
So outside on the sidewalks, there'd be families would reserve their place by writing their names on a big piece of cardboard or something and taping it to the spot. Mm-hmm. And that reserves your spot for watching the dancing. And that's happened for many, many, many years. And people know to get their signs out early.
Yeah.
And in the prime locations.
Or they actually put seats, like chairs there.
Chairs there,
yeah. And it's the same piece of cardboard everywhere. You can see it. I know exactly what families go where. By the time I walk in at 11 a.m. on Saturday, it's already
Yeah.
it's already there, right? Yeah, it's like going to an Apple store for a new phone. It's you have to get here early for that. Yeah. So hopefully we still have watchers and people streaming in now, but I think we're going to be going pretty soon to the next segment.
Yep. So I think our next program is, well, let's go back a little bit to the Obon, meaning of Obon video. I'd like to thank Reiko and Dwayne and Henry, and also Mikami Sensei and Rimban for their participation in that video. And also, again, please patronize the people who we're featuring in our ads, our free ads. Our next program is Faces of Obon, a slideshow of some of the many volunteers who make the festival possible.
Mountain View, if 9 hours of content was not enough for you, they're doing it again next weekend in Mountain View, 2 hours each day on July 18th and July 19th at the Mountain View Buddhist Temple. So, all right, which one? I guess I'm going to this camera here, right? It looks like, gosh, they gave us loco moco and some cool pork and stuff. So, what's that? Oh gosh, okay, I'm just going to eat it. So, Dennis, what's your favorite thing at Hukilao? So, all right, what do we have next now?
We have, well, going back to the Faces of Obon, we'd like to thank Gloria Yamauchi, Temple board member, who is the co-chairperson of Obon Manpower. She's the one who put together that video, and I think she did a great job, so thank you, Gloria. At this time, we're going to go back to the chalk artist, I think, right? And I think we're going to check with Reverend Mikame. So,
Hi,
take it
I'm
away.
back. Can you hear me this time? Okay. Sorry for the audio trouble last time. So let's take a look at the chalk art site again. Okay. Let's see. Yes. I don't know. Sorry. Okay. There it is. Hi, everyone. I'm back again. Hi. This video. Hi. How's it going, Momo?
Going really good.
Okay.
Hopefully you can finish soon.
Good. Hi, Addie. She's assistant. Mm. Hey, Addie.
One dancing with the pachi
Kachi
and the towel, the
Okay.
Obviously, we have dances with hands.
Wow.
And then the Tanaki will have a band. And the cat will have a uchiwa.
Wow, I'm so excited to see the one big scene. Thank you. Hi, Eureka. Hi, how's it going?
Good.
Okay. Wow, beautiful. Hi, his assistant. Hi, Ray. Hi. Okay.
Yeah, with the lantern.
I see. Wow.
Yeah.
Nagawa yaku. Oh, really? Oh, good. Thank you, everyone. Bye. See you later. That's so fun. Chalk outside. Thank you. Hi, Chisa. Okay.
Thank you for tuning in to the 2020 San Jose Obon at Home. My name is Jeff Noon, and I'm with San Jose Taiko, and I'm so happy you're all tuned in to watch the first of the 2 collegiate taiko performance segments that are happening for this year's Obon. Collegiate taiko groups have been performing at San Jose Obon for over 20 years now, and we're so happy to be able to continue that tradition this year. Now, this first performance segment, we have a bunch of groups from Southern California, including Tozan Taiko from Cal Poly Pomona, Jishin Taiko from CSUN, Asayake Taiko from UCSD, Kyoto Taiko from UCLA, and Jodaiko from UC Irvine. But to kick off this performance, we actually have a newcomer to San Jose Obon, all the way from Seattle University in Seattle, Washington. Here is Hidaka Taiko.
Right, oh, this one? Okay, I'll go here. Right, so they wrap it individually. Looks like there's a couple peanut butter in there. The pink one with the azuki bean. And so, yeah, but my all-time favorite, and it's the messiest one you could possibly have, is the one with the white smooth bean and the kinako, which is roasted soybeans, crushed and then sprinkled on there. So I'm going to try to eat this without making a mess. Let's see. Oh, oh my God. Okay. Excuse me. Okay. Clearly, after 40 years, I have not mastered eating this kinako one. Fantastic, though. Thank you. Thank you so much. Excuse me very much. Turned into the information booth. And so one of the things that people remember is what we hang up at the raffle booth, which is this that the Lotus preschoolers made for us that we hang up every year. When the Mercury News comes and does articles, for some reason they love taking the picture of this. And so they come by and they do close-ups of the children dancing or some of the flowers or whatever. So this is something for me that reminds me of Obon. We put this up on Friday. My family comes and decorates the booth, and we put this up to make it festive. The next coming up, Obon Chairman Emeritus Jim McClure, who ran this festival for 19 years and really brought it into the modern age with him being a fire captain and knowing all of the safety regulations. He really brought us really up to code, made it a lot safer, and then because he made it a lot safer, we were able to expand it and share it with more people. And so Jim is going to be in this video, the new Obon coordinator, Ken Kamei, and then Dennis Akizuki, our board member, will discuss what it takes to put on this festival and what has changed over the years. And so let's go to the video.
We're here to talk about what goes into setting up the Obon Festival. And I'm Dennis Akizuki. I've been involved in the Obon Festival for a while. I am in charge of Obonodori and did the job of the Obon coordinator for a couple of years, I think. And I'll ask the other two people on this panel to introduce themselves.
My name is Jim McClure. I started as the chairperson in 2000. I shadowed the year before, and I officially retired in 2017. And yet, I'm still involved. I jokingly say the only way I'm going to get out of this organization is if I go in the witness protection program.
My name is Ken Kamei, and I've been involved in the Obon for years. I got involved as a parent, doing parent duties for my son, who was in Cub Scouts at the time. My son's now 34, so you can do the math on how long that's been since we've been doing this. I've been in charge of putting up the Yagara for the Obon dancing, the stage structure for that number of years.
Okay, let's.
Before Obon, which is the following Saturday and Sunday. Sunday has been the traditional start of construction. But now, and because luckily we get a lot of volunteers and they get there early and we don't want them wasting their time. So we stage all the boxes that have all the canopies and the netting, and we pull out whatever components. And it used to be, when I first started, if we just got the canopy and the sidewalls up for the food court, otherwise known as the gym parking lot, that was it. We didn't do anything else the rest of that. But it's got so much more intensive. And now, thanks to a lot more volunteers, at the same time, across the street in the Dharma School parking lot, they are erecting all the game booths. Now, the game booths.
I actually went to the phone book and started looking at farms locally. And it might have been the first one or the second one. It was, I think it's LGB Farms, right? I think in San Martin. And that was the farm that provided us with the corn, and they knew that they were expecting an order, never got it, so they actually did kind of a rush job and got the corn to us, And it was a little bit late. I think we weren't ready when we opened, but we got corn. So that was kind of a funny story.
Yeah. Well, another food story, and this was at least 10 years ago, maybe longer. We had changed gyoza vendors. I can't remember why. And the order was the same. And the quantity in terms of the count was the same. And that is not something I was directly involved in, because each of the food booth chair people, as you know, manages their food order. We've since, computerized all that, which makes it a lot easier. But didn't realize that either the pound of each box was smaller or the count of the gyoza. So we started running out of gyoza early, and we were calling all over the place. Now, my secret weapon all these years has been my wife. She does all kinds of secret elf stuff for me. So that day, I sent her out to whatever we hit the Japanese markets in Japantown. We went to Santo Market, and we went to Dobashi's and took what little they had. And then she was far afield, and I think she wound up going to 5 different supermarkets. And every time she'd come back thinking that was it, I'd say, no, we're running out again. And I would meet her at 5th and Jackson, take everything out of the car, run it over to the booth. We got through the day, but it was not a lot of fun. And depending on what time of day you showed up there, you got a different variant of gyoza. It must, because I think we had 5 different brands, but it was stressful and we got through it. But the devil is in the details, know what you're getting and when you're getting it.
So I've been involved with the beef teriyaki booth for going on 30 years. So originally I was kind of helping out a family that had been running it for a number of years prior to myself, and kind of helped to get friends and family to kind of help staff up some of the shifts. And then eventually as time went on, I ended up taking over the beef booth and kind of running it. The person that was kind of leading it, he had been doing it for a long time, and he kind of put together the recipe. And back then, the sauce that was made, he'd actually preheat it over the pit as well, right?
Thank you, a special thank you from the church, the Miyoko and Takeo Yuki family. Thank you. We just received a $50,000, donation from the Yuki family to Obon at Home in memory of our fundraiser. The Yuki family are longtime supporters of the church, of the Betsuin, the San Jose Buddhist Church, and our community as a whole. The entire family embodies the spirit of generosity and community support, giving much of their time and intellectual resources to the betterment of the community and beyond. This is an unexpected gift, and we will be sure to treat it with the respect and care so deserved of the Yuki family. So thank you, Yuki family, for that gift. And so that brings our total now to, I think, 101 $1,000.
Yeah, I think what their discussions, even before we officially canceled Obon, because I think everybody kind of had a feeling with, it's not going to happen because the restrictions are going to still be in place. So people wanted to do something. I think, as we talked about a little bit before, we've had Obon in the most trying of circumstances, in an internment camp, right, behind barbed wire. So, I mean, if our fathers and grandparents and parents could do something like that in those kind of circumstances, I think we kind of almost owe it to them, like, to continue this. I mean, it's really kind of, that kind of perseverance that was really part of that generation, where they had to endure so much, really overt, horrible racism, and yet this was an important enough activity where they needed to do it, in camp behind barbed wire with guard towers and armed soldiers keeping them inside. So, we're here with during the coronavirus pandemic, people said, yeah, we need to do something. We have to do something.
And to the Obon. Hi, let's take a look at it. Hi, hello everyone. How's it going? Hi, Momo. Hi, Adi again. Hi. Wow. Hi, you're kind. Hi. Oh, almost done? Wow. Uh-huh. Wow. Cool.
I wanted to get finished, like, watch the San Jose Taiko live.
Yeah, yes. Thank you. We're almost done. How about that? Yay! Thank you. How about that? Okay.
2020 San Jose Obon at home. My name is Jeff Noon and I'm with San Jose Taiko, and it's now time for the second of our collegiate taiko performances. Right now we have 5 more groups to perform for us. We have Yamatai Taiko, based out of Cornell University, the Swarthmore Taiko Ensemble, based out of Swarthmore College, Cal Raijin Taiko, based out of UC Berkeley. We've got Bakuhatsu Taiko Dan, based out of UC Davis. And to kick things off, from just up the road, we have Stanford Taiko.
Shima, and I am part of the Girl Scouts and the Junior YBA here at the Betsuin. If you've ever been to Obon, you may have noticed the lanterns that hang above 5th Street. Each one of those were hand-decorated in remembrance of a loved one, and each have a hanging tag identifying that person or a special sentiment. Obon is a time where we can come together to remember and show gratitude for those we have lost. In the spirit of Obon, you can visit our in-memory giving page. You can find the links in the chat box on Facebook, or you can visit www.sjbetsuin.org. That's sjbetsuin, BETSUIN.org. Thank you.
Well, it's spring in San Jose, but it's hardly like vacation, 'cause you're stuck at home in quarantine, but at least there's still Roy Station. You can don a mask and gloves, and then head to 5th and Jackson. Social distance on the patio, with a cold brew for relaxing. Thank you God and Buddha too. We've got Roy's to see us through, brewing coffee just for you. They've got barbecue pork buns too. Oh, it's the heart of San Jose, in a world of dull hodgepodge. It's the perfect family coffee shop, made from Grandpa's old garage. Long live Joe, long live Royce, Royce Station.
Buddhist Church Betsuin, Obon at Home. This is our regular Buddhism 101 that we do maybe 5 times during the Obon weekend. But this year, because of the circumstances, and it's a new challenge for us, but we would like to have this Buddhism 101 as a part of our Obon.
The San Jose Buddhist Church Betsuin, a Jodo Shinshu Buddhist, stands with Black Lives Matter. We rise to join the voices of condemning the unjustified deaths of the known. George Floyd, Ahmaud Arbery, Breonna Taylor, Rashad Brooks, the unknown and the forgotten.
We are mindful of the lives lost, past and present, in order to prevent future tragedies.
We commit to work toward eliminating all forms of systemic racial injustice locally, nationally, and globally.
We work with the deep hope that together we can become a compassionate community that values life we share
and the humanity of each individual.
Namo.
I wanted to just introduce a little bit of who we are.
Since the time when the Issei's first settled in the South Bay, they celebrated a rich culture with traditional events. But none is more widely known and attended than the Obon Matsuri. Along with the dancing and music, it is the food that bring people together year after year. A time for friends and family to come together to eat and celebrate Obon. Obon is a time to remember those who are no longer with us. But as we celebrate their memories, let us celebrate and remember the flavors of Obon that are no longer with us. Join me as we travel back in time and remember.
About in 1949, when I joined the family in San Jose, my mother was about 52 years old. Well, anyhow, at the time, Fujinkai had 3 ladies who were very active in the food-making concession. The head cook was Mrs. Kapone Sasaki, and my mother helped her, and my mother was Tomo Endo, E-N-D-O, and Mrs. Shiomi Shinagawa. The three ladies were cooking the Obon food, and they worked about 3 days in succession, maybe going home to rest and then coming back and working the rest of the morning and towards evening until the sale.
Born at home. My name is Jeff Noon, and I'm here with San Jose Taiko. Like all of you, we're so sad that we can't be celebrating Obon in person, celebrating together in Japantown. But we wanted to do something special. We wanted to still be able to capture that Matsuri, that festival feeling, and share it with all of you, even though we're having to do so at home. I'm here at the San Jose Taiko studio, where right behind me over the next 30 hours, a lot of our members are going to be coming through here one at a time to record special performance videos for all of you. We've brought the stage to us at home as well, with some special performances done at home, and we're so excited to share this with you. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the 2020 San Jose Taiko Obon at Home performance. Okay, in this segment, we will learn how to put on a yukata. Joining us is Michelle Katakura, who will be guiding us through this process. Hi, Michelle.
Hi, Jeff.
Hey, before we begin, I work at the Obon information booth every year, and I often get asked, what's the difference between a yukata and a kimono? Can you explain that to us?
Yes, so a kimono is more formal than a yukata. And the material of a yukata is often made of silk or heavy material. And when you put on a kimono, there's a little bit more work involved, because with a kimono, there's a full set of lining that you need to have under the kimono. And so it adds a little bit of weight, and it makes wearing a kimono a little bit more cumbersome and bulky. But a kimono is very beautiful to wear at Obon, but a yukata is generally made of cotton, and it's much lighter. You don't have to have that extra layer of lining underneath. And so a yukata kind of is the ideal to wear for a summer lighthearted festival.
He handles all of the audio back there. He's usually Ken Furukawa. Yeah, Ken is always making sure that you can hear things at Obon. So when Dennis is announcing something at Obon, that you can hear it. Yeah, and then there's Dennis. Yeah,
There's a lot with the beer booth and other things.
he's running the party in the back over there in the beer garden. Is where Janice usually is.
So you see a lot of the faces. I think you should see Dwayne Kubo once you.
Yeah, we gotta get Dwayne. That's right. Yeah, there. Oh, he's coming in front. There he is. And Dwayne produced a lot of our videos today.
And Dwayne's family is,
yes, yeah.
very, involved in the temple for many years. He went to the Japanese language school here, Sunday school here.